What is going on, guys? I'm Nick. Welcome back to the channel, and we do have another case for the iPhone 16 Pro. I'm sure you guys already know the drill, but this is going to be one from Moft. And now, I haven't been a huge Moft user in the past. I've tried out some of their accessories for iPhones, some for iPads, but none of them had really stuck with me until this one, and this case has actually been on my phone for way too long at this point. Moft has sent me this case, and I did buy another one, just so you guys don't think they sent me everything. I bought another one just because of how much I genuinely loved this case. But let's go ahead and jump right into it, and I'll explain why I love this case so much as we move along. Starting with the packaging, as always, this is exactly how you're going to receive this case. You get a ton of info right on the front. Moft Snap Case. This is the Movas edition, compatible with MagSafe, a pioneering vegan leather by Moft. And then you get some of the features right down there, and we're going to go ahead and go through them as we move forward. Little recycling logo. I absolutely love to see that. I love when companies, even brands, take account for their kind of, I don't want to say trash, but stuff that could affect the environment. But let's go ahead and look over at the back. We have some more features. You guys can go ahead and pause and read this if you would like. And then the way this packaging actually opens is really cool. So it's normally this little sticker right here. You just cut that, and then the whole bottom piece is going to slide off. You can set this over here, and then this plastic sheet comes out. You can see it's a little frosted with that kind of clear circle, and you are immediately greeted with the case itself. It's going to come out just like this. And that's really it for the packaging. We don't really have anything else going on here. Of course, it's the same thing. So I'm going to set that to the side. And here is the Moft Snap Case, their vegan leather case. This color I absolutely love. But of course, you guys do know me, and I had to get the black edition as well. I really love my black cases, especially when it comes to leather. I really love the look of these. They're absolutely incredible. But now, this is what they're going to look like. And something I want to point out right away with the two different colors is you are going to get color matched buttons. So definitely a nice little detail. But let's go ahead and set one to the side. I'll set this one off to the side just for now, and we'll focus on the black one, just since this is the one I've been wearing most of the time. Let's go ahead and take a look at the inside. You see a little design by Moft and this kind of circular dot pattern around where the MagSafe magnets are. Really nice to see that. You're going to see that this is going to be that kind of vegan leather all the way around the edges, but the back is going to be a very nice microfiber kind of soft lining material. Absolutely love to see that. Now, that's really all there is on the inside. It's pretty much all uniform. And I do also want to point out that the inside of this case, let me try and get this in a good light for you. There is not any metal to metal contact. There is another layer of this same soft material covering the buttons, so you don't have to worry about that messing up the buttons on your actual phone. But let's go ahead and grab the 16 Pro in black titanium right here, and let's just snap it right in. Starting with the volume side, as always, snaps in just fine. And this is what the case is going to look like. Don't worry, I will be trying on the other one just to show off the color later on in the video. But this is what you're going to be looking at. Super nice case. And let's jump in right with some protection. Starting with the camera module, as always, let's go ahead and take a look at this lip. You can see right here, you get a very nice amount of protection going over those camera lenses, and you don't have to worry about anything right there. Even when you're placing your phone on uneven surfaces, you're definitely going to get a nice amount of coverage. Now, let's go ahead and check out the wobble test. See how much this case may wobble because of that camera protection, and let's see how much of an effect it has. Starting down here at the bottom, where you're normally going to be typing, this is where you're going to spend most of your time on your phone. You can see really no noticeable wobble, but as we work our way up, you are definitely going to see a noticeable bit of wobble, especially in that top left corner. Again, as I always say, that's definitely not Moft's fault, but with how large these cameras are getting, you're definitely going to see a bit of wobble. I also do want to point out on the back, you are getting all this uniform leather material with a tiny, subtle bit of Moft branding right there, and I really don't mind. I don't see too many brands put branding right there, and I don't mind it at all. But Moving over to the front, I do want to go ahead and take a look at our screen lip if we have one. And we definitely do. It's going to be a minimal one, which I think you can kind of expect when it comes to leather cases. I don't see leather cases with huge lips, but I don't totally mind that. It's more of an aesthetic thing. And I really enjoy this one because even though I have a tempered glass screen protector on here, you can definitely notice that there is a lip going all the way around, except for where this camera control button is. But I'll go more into detail in that in a second. So as long as you're not putting your phone on anything super uneven, you are definitely gonna have a lip that protects the screen, even when it comes to drops. Now, if it's anything that's super uneven, yeah, you might experience some scratching. Just put your phone down on the back. No big deal there. Now moving over, actually wait, we do have to perform the fit test with this one. I have noticed that some leather cases have been kind of slacking when it comes to the fit test. They're not very rigid. So let's go ahead and see right here. I'm gonna start right above where this cutout is. So it should be like the weakest point. And pulling, you're going to see that there is really no pull at all. It's a very rigid case. If I get to the buttons, I can definitely like shove it and pull away from there just a little bit. Not so much with the power button, but it's definitely nothing too crazy. Over at the top, no pull at all, really. Now down at the bottom, this is gonna be right where the USB-C port is. I can actually kind of like hear noise there. But yeah, no pull, really. I don't know what that noise is, but there's really no pull. I would say just a little bit where the volume buttons is, but nothing to kind of worry about. I'm definitely really happy with the fit of this case. Now moving over to the edges, you are going to see that we have a pretty nice cutout for our USB-C port, and then we have accurate speaker and microphone cutouts. Really nice to see that. I do think this cutout might be a little snug, so I'm gonna go ahead and pull out one of my top used chargers. Is going to be one from Anker that I use really on the daily, and it is larger than the charger that comes in the box. So if you're using the OEM charger that Apple gives you, you're going to have no problem if this one fits. So let's go ahead and try it. I already know it does, and it fits almost perfectly. If I could show you that, there's really no room for like added, I guess there is a tiny bit. There is a tiny bit of extra room, so you don't have to worry too much. If you have a larger charger, so you're still gonna be fine. But just keep in mind the cutout does seem a little bit tight, to say the least. But proud to say it does still fit. Now let's go back to looking at the edges. We already looked at the bottom. Moving over to the volume button side, you're going to see you get full coverage, and you get these very nice metal buttons for your action button, volume sliders, and your power button. But let's go ahead and test these out, starting with the action button. Very nice and tactile button. It's not stiff to the point that it's kind of annoying to press. I've realized that a lot of leather cases have extremely stiff buttons, and I'm just not a fan of it. But this is not the case for this one. Now let's go ahead and move down to the volume buttons. Very nice and tactile, no different than the action button. Absolutely love to see that, and they are all very nice and responsive. Now let's go ahead and move over to the power button side, and let's test out this power button as well. This is also an aluminum button, color matched as well, and very nice to see. There's also no air slits in any of these buttons, so they're completely closed. Really like to see that. Now let's go ahead and test this one out. So very nice and responsive as well. It's just like the volume buttons. I do think that since it's a larger button, it doesn't have the same sound, but it does feel the same. It's a very responsive and tactile button. Now down here by the camera control, you're going to see it is just a cutout, all the way cut out down to the bottom. Doesn't cover the screen here. So this is some exposed screen, but I have to admit, cases that use this kind of cutout rather than just the oval kind of indented cutout, I love this. This is so much better, so much more comfortable, and I think that it, especially when it comes to a leather case, I don't like the leather cases that have just been giving the oval cutout and not even kind of indenting. It's just a hole. I really don't like those cases. Now this doesn't get in the way at all when you're actually using that camera control the way you're meant to. sometimes if you're trying to slide and you have coverage on this side, you get a little stuck and it hiccups. Not so much my actual finger, but I'm not sure if that causes a, I don't know how this registers, but if this touch capacitive area is even cut off a little bit, I'll notice that in my recording, you'll notice it. So this completely eliminates that possibility altogether. I really love cases that do this, and I hope they continue to go for it, because while you are giving up, I guess, some protection right there, it still goes all the way around the edge, and this is the only area that you're actually not that you're actually exposed. But even if you put your phone down, you still have coverage all the way around, just not in this little area. So you're totally fine to just kind of slide your phone around and nothing's really going to take place there. It's totally fine, and you still get protection all the way around. So I really enjoy this cutout, and I want to see more cases implementing this. But now that we've looked all the way around, of course, top is completely closed. Now that we've looked all the way around, we do have MagSafe in this case, and we have to test it. Starting off with the Spigen OMAG ring. As always, this is a stand and grip in one that I use pretty much daily. You're gonna see it's super beat up and like all scratched, but just ignore that. We're gonna snap it right on and run through our test. You can see very nice magnetic adhesion right there. And just shaking it, okay, we did get it to fall off. It is a leather case, so most leather cases don't have the world's best MagSafe, but this one does have very nice strength. Let's go ahead and place it down and see how it does when we're tapping away at it. Yeah, you're gonna see that I can tap this pretty much as hard as I want, and it is not gonna go anywhere. Oh, I just locked my phone. All right, we don't have to worry about that. But this is definitely some very nice MagSafe. If I shake it hard enough, I can, oh dang, that first one actually, there we go. If I shake it really hard, it will fall off, of course. But this one is definitely no joke. I can totally trust this. Now, I do want to test out the Apple MagSafe charger, so we can try out some strength and as well make sure it does wirelessly charge, which it does right there. Of course, we're not gonna get the animation because I just did that to myself, but that's totally fine. Let's go ahead and see. We do have a tiny bit of clearance right there. Even with that really nice camera protection, we do have a bit of space. So if you have a larger charger, you'll still more than likely be able to have it work with this case right here. Now doing a little bit strength testing. It might seem like that slides off really easily, but you definitely do have to, I mean, just look at my hand right there. You do have to fight it a decent amount, and that is because of this silicone kind of rubbery material on this leather. Leather tends to stick very well, especially when it comes to sliding. Now, if I do a false drop, you're going to see right here that it does not come off. And I can actually tell you, when I was wearing the other case, I had this exact setup and I dropped my phone. This battery pack did not come off. And it was, I mean, it wasn't a super hard drop, it was just pocket height. But most other cases that I've seen will lose this battery pack at a drop like that. And that was not the case for this one. So I already know these magnets are nothing to scoff at. But now a big one for me, if not the biggest, will be the leather wallet test. We're gonna snap this on and do the same kind of test. We do get the animation through the case, love to see it. And right here, let's go ahead and see how much clearance we have between protection and the wallet. We do get a decent amount. We definitely have some more than we did with the battery pack. So I don't think wallets really vary in size so much, but here we can definitely see that it is nice and we do have a decent amount of space. But now, before I move forward with this, I do want to mention that Moft actually does have their own kind of trio deal here where it's a snap invisible phone, tripod, and wallet. So we're not going to be using my normal Apple wallet. We're going to be opening this one and trying it out. It's a ton of features packed into this little wallet, and let's go ahead and jump right into it since I know this video is getting a little long. You're gonna see a bunch of details right here on the back. You guys can go ahead and pause and read this if you would like, but we're gonna go ahead and go through it as we work. I love this part of the packaging. It says pull me, and it tells you even more information about it. Again, pause and read right here. It's absolutely insane. But now you do the same thing as we did with the phone and pull that off, and then it just opens right up. Pull this piece out, and you are immediately greeted with the wallet. We're gonna pull this out. And oh, I do want to mention, it does come with a metal ring in case you have a phone that doesn't have MagSafe. You can always go ahead and add it so you will not be left out. If you don't even have an iPhone, you can just go ahead and jump it on right there. But here it is. It is thicker than the standard MagSafe wallet, of course, but I wouldn't say by very much. So you'll see right there, I would say just this like top layer is what really makes it appear thicker. But here it is. You're going to pull it off first, and you are already greeted with a kind of stand that you could use. Locks in just like that. And you could go one more and turn it into a tripod. And then right up here, this is where you're going to hold up to 2 cards, as it says right there. Just insert your cards right there. And this is actually a different material. It's very soft, so it's not going to be scratching up your cards on the inside. So let's go ahead and close it up, and let's just snap it right onto the phone. You see, it adheres very well. You do also have a little bit of space left over with this one. Actually, it looks like it's butting up just against it a little bit. It does really just, okay, yeah, it does touch it, but this looks like the maximum size that you'd be getting. And let's take a look at this. So that is your first kind of option. You can lock it up, set it sideways like this. It will also completely stand on its own. Very nice. And you can tap away at this again, and it is rigid. I don't want to lock my phone again, but yeah, you have nothing to worry about there. Same thing when you're doing it this way. Now, say you're trying to film something, maybe you want just a higher viewing angle, you can definitely do that. And it stands up just like this, and you'll see that it looks absolutely incredible. It looks sick, especially when you realize that this is just stuck to the back of your phone. You don't even have to kind of rearrange, pull something out. You're totally fine and set up just like that. You can also adjust viewing angle completely. As you can see, you can get a pretty wild angle on it. I do think, yeah, you set it far enough back, it will kind of fall back. But look at this. I'm standing up right now, and I can perfectly see that. And you can also angle it the other way. Slightly, same thing. Look at that. It looks insane. Just to be, imagine you want to shoot or film yourself like upwards from the floor, standing up. You totally can do that with this kind of wallet attachment. Absolutely love this, and I have been running this. I do want to pick up the black one though, just so I can match. But looks sick. Testing out magnets again, false drops. It is heavy, so a hard enough drop is definitely gonna knock it off. But anything like pocket height, I can definitely trust this, and I do trust this case with my wallet. So love to see that. I'll just set this right over here. And the very last test, sorry, I'm kind of hungry, is going to be the Nomad Base One test that we've been doing forever. This is a metal, glass, and MagSafe puck all in one, meant to just sit at your desk. It's not plugged in, so we are going to count this as extra weight and just see if this case can lift it. So we're going to set it down right here, definitely attached, and I'm only going to be touching the phone itself. I'm not touching the base, and you're going to see it can lift it with the entire cable off the desk. Look at that. That is insane. Turning it on its side, this is already a huge feat. There's not a lot of cases that can do that. Again, only touching the edges of the phone. Just look at that. That's insane. Completely holding it. Let's see if I shake it. Oh, dang. Okay, guys, this is definitely some of the strongest magnets we have showed off on the channel for the 16 lineup yet. Just look at that. There is not many phones that can pick up this base, let alone shake it while it's off the desk completely. So yeah, these are definitely some insane magnets. Absolutely love them. And that is really it for this one, guys. I'm just going to throw this other color on so you guys can take a look at it before we call it a day. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at this. Boom, there it is. Of course, get a look at those color matched buttons. It's more of like a sandstone color, and I'm honestly obsessed with it. If you've got that natural titanium or even the white, I think this would look absolutely perfect. But I do love the contrast of the black with the lighter case. Now that is it for this one, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. Again, they're all identical. They're completely identical, so don't worry, guys. Don't worry about anything. They're literally just a different color. But that is it for this one, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you have any suggestions for cases, accessories, tech that you want to see on the channel, leave it down in the comments below. I try my best to respond to all of you guys. I know I suck at doing it on time or doing it quickly, but I will get to you, I promise. Just be a little patient with me. I'm trying my best. But hope y'all enjoyed it. Let me know what you guys think about leather cases, and if you like them, or you just hate them and you never even try them, because I really love them. But that's it for this one, guys. Hope y'all enjoyed it. Remember to subscribe, remember to hit that like button, and I will see y'all in the next one. Peace.